What are the BIM advantage in your point of view?
It's a higher quality and better coordination, and quality throughout the whole process, both internally and externally. So the visual communications between different actors is very strong and helps us a lot to put up the productivity.
And what advice would you give to a firm considering to make a switch to BIM?
I will actually give the advice to not only focus on the biggest, largest project you have. Try with small projects and do it repeatedly instead, and then you can solve a lot of problems during them and be prepared to the bigger ones instead.
And what do you feel is more challenging when making the switch to BIM?
It's all about the people and of course the processes as well, but getting up the knowledge of what and why you're doing things, that's quite tough. But you need some champions that takes it.
And your work is well known internationally. So can you tell us what are you are working on now?
Well, excuse me.
Your work is internationally is really known, and could you tell us what are you doing now? What are you working on now?
Right now I'm focusing on cost estimating a lot. We call it a 5D BIM process. So that's include all the way through our main processes. So it's also procurement and logistics comes in through that 5D BIM flow. So I left the work with what we call a base level of BIM, that is 3D coordination and those things, to some colleagues that is helping me with that implementation now. So that's rolling out.
How do you see the future of BIM in your country?
I think it moving on quite fast. It has been growing the last year for quite quick. So I think that will continue with a very steep curve for a couple of years more, and I think we'll see.
In your opinion, what should be the role of the schools in the definition of a BIM national strategy?
They should not focus on BIM. BIM should be just a cornerstone. What you should have a base point what you should have with you. They should focus still on engineering and, or architecture or the main core.